man. Okay, so I have arrived here at Binchester. I'm here for a day of digging. Should be fun. Next week I'll be filming a proper site visit, but this, well, today, possibly tomorrow, depending on certain things, I'll just be doing some digging. So hopefully I'll be able to catch some, though, some of the things that I do today on camera, because some of you guys have been asking for a little bit more out and about diggy type stuff. So here we are, Binchester Roman Fort. Yeah, just in the car park, and I have to say I do absolutely love this sticker. I wonder whose sticker that is. Also, yeah, Wales, thumbs up. Gotta love archaeologists. Oh, this way to the excavation. Here we go. Information boards, last couple of years.
Going back for more?
I think so. Yeah. Right. And here we are. Now I just need to try and find David. I was given a quick catch-up tour of the site. I was along with an archaeologist who'd done an earlier excavation at Binchester. Of particular interest was this orange floor. The rock is orange because it has been burned at a time before this wall was put in. It was suggested that this might be a place where metalworking occurred, but there's no obvious channel for example, slag to run off. The three of us continued to ponder the interesting feature. As we did, I climbed around behind the wall, and on the floor, in the corner, the orange feature continued, but it's broken in the middle by some brown soil. I pointed this out to Matt the gaffer. It's probably not a runoff trench. Indeed, it's more likely than not just a later random trench cutting through the orange, but nonetheless it might help understand the orange layer. Apparently, it hadn't been spotted. So yeah, that's right, I made a useful observation. Yeah. Useful for something. So, before I find David, it's immediately obvious that things have changed. They've now got some latrines and drains in the bathhouse. Looking pretty good, actually. I'm sure we'll hear more about that on the site tour next week. Looking good. Anyway, where is he? There he is. I think I spy a jawbone just there. Yes, I do. Very funky. Look at the line of that wall. It's just gorgeous. And suddenly, this stuff. It's quite a complicated site, this one. I like it. Anyway, tea break over. Time to dig. Okay, so very quickly, I've got my task for the day. This is subsidence here, this load of stones, and my task is to see where it ends. So there's some soils here, I'm going to be cleaning that back, and also this blob just here, with a view to seeing just how far these cobbles go. So there you go. Fairly simple task for a very simple man. The archaeological term cleaning simply means troweling away material to make features and contexts more obvious, easier to see and easier to record. This is done very carefully and fairly slowly.
Pull those stones up to find the edge of the charcoal. So for now it's...
As discussed in a previous video, almost every part of the blade of a trowel can be used in this process. The pointy bit, for example, can be used to get between stones and pebbles.
Unless there's anything, any other comments you want to make.
Bubble on that is. Halfway there. That's great. Work of art.
Thank you.
That's coming off, isn't it? That's great.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. When a certain amount of material has been loosened, it is brushed and the surface further cleaned. This loose material is put into a bucket. The bucket full of spoil is periodically emptied on the edge of the trench. This is the spoil heap. It will be sampled and also scanned by a metal detectorist to make sure that no small finds have been missed. This is the rhythm of a day on site. I quickly check my progress and the cycle starts again. My first discovery of the day, animal bone. This will need to be bagged. Finds bags are a bit like sandwich bags, but you need to label them carefully. This one is a bag for bones, so I write bone on it. I also write the context number. This number is 1137. The top is for the site code, which I had to go away and check. Now the person next to me had found a beautiful piece of pottery just after I found the bone. This went in a bag labelled pottery and the context where she was working. A context is a definable blob on an archaeological site. Usually the edges define a change in time or an event, maybe the dumping of rubbish or the building of a wall. So quite simply, stuff found in a context goes in a bag labelled for that context. In my context, I was finding lots of flecks of charcoal. Sometimes these are kept to try and date a context using radiocarbon dating, but we were fairly happy with the date of where I was digging, so today I wasn't bagging the charcoal. Oh, time for another bucket run. I do hope this repetition isn't spoiling the excitement of archaeology for you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so it's lunchtime. This is the pit which we're thinking is subsidence, and this is the bit that I've cleaned just here. Looking not too bad. And that's where I'm up to. And I'm hoping to get beyond that green mat today, but it's quality, not quantity, obviously. Oh yeah, thankfully I haven't made the wall collapse yet. On a hot day like this, I've never been so grateful to see that they've kept the water hose on site to refill my water bottle. So, still lunchtime, and for the sake of geography, I am digging around about there. And that's the extent of this particular trench. After lunch, of course, it's back to the trenches. This orange thing is a piece of CBM, or ceramic building material. In other words, it's kind of like a tile, and it's been baked. Because it's been exposed to fire in baking, the cross-section looks a bit like a sandwich, with bread and a filling. Oh, what's this? Yes, another piece of bone for the bone bag.
My husband was so don't ask me
Here, I was getting very excited. I thought I'd found a piece of ferrous metal, iron or slag. But no, it's just a stone with some orange on it.
I know it now.
What's this? Another trip with the bucket? Oh, I really am just spoiling you with this video. More bone for the bag, found upon my return. For some reason here, I found myself using my left hand for cleaning. Now, many archaeologists do swap hands during the day, if nothing else because your hand sort of cramps up. I'm not the only archaeologist I know who's somewhat ambidextrous with a trowel, but firmly right or left-handed for writing. There's just something about the action. You can do it with your quote weaker hand. Oh, there you go, you see, swapped hands. So, approaching 4 o'clock, I had to go and pick up Mrs. Soup from work. But this was my day's work. Not too bad. And I had achieved something. We were fairly confident I had found the edge of the cobbled subsidence. It didn't continue with the same density off to the left. So, with folks beginning to think about packing up, all I had to do was return my gear to the shed. And here we are back at the car, or rather on the car in the case of the camera. It's been a really, really good day. I do not do this often enough. I simply have to get out in the field more often. It's been a very real archaeology day in that sense. It's not, I haven't made any grand discoveries. It's been hot. It's been it's been uncomfortable, but really satisfying to actually clean back that surface and uncover those cobbles and actually find more or less where it ended, so it didn't actually carry on all the way through to that sort of compacted clay. Hopefully this has been interesting for you guys. Hopefully you've had a bit of a sense of the rhythm, I suppose, of working on an archaeological site. And I'm really happy to say that the director of the dig and also Dr. Petz were happy with my work, so that's good. Anyway, as I say, I really have to do this more often, and hopefully I'll be able to bring my camera along in the future to other digs. In fact, there's some very interesting stuff potentially on the horizon with the guys here, but I cannot really go into it. But really, really interesting. Anyway, as ever, guys, do take care, and until next time, bye-bye.